Hi everyone, and welcome to this short introduction to Nokia's fourth quarter financial results. I'm David Mulholland, the Head of Investor Relations here at Nokia, and with me today is Pekka Lundmark, our President and CEO. In this video today, we'll be discussing Nokia's financial performance and will mostly refer to growth rates on a constant currency basis and margins on a comparable basis. Full explanations of the breakdown between those metrics and our reported IFRS financials can be found in our Investor Relations website in our reported financials. With that, let's get started. Pekka, can you give us a quick summary of the financial performance for Nokia in both 2021 and the fourth quarter?
Well, thanks, David. If I start from the fourth quarter, it was really a solid ending to a strong year. We have said throughout the year that we were expecting lower seasonality than what has been typical in the history, and that's exactly what happened. Q4 top line was driven by network infrastructure, 10% growth, but it was offset by an expected decline in mobile networks. Having said that, our comparable operating margin, 14.2%, was really good for the quarter. Then on a full year basis, we had 3% top line growth, which was driven by a stellar performance in network infrastructure, 15% growth, and within network infrastructure, fixed and submarine networks had actually more than 30% growth. Then when it comes to profitability, we had really nice comparable operating margin expansion by 300 basis points to 12.5%. And yes, this is higher than what we expected at the beginning of the year.
Nokia also delivered very strong cash performance in 2021, with 2.4 billion euros of free cash flow and ending the year with 4.6 billion euros of net cash. Can you possibly talk a little bit, Pekka, about how you plan to use the cash?
Well, first of all, I'm really pleased with this substantially improved cash position. In terms of how we are going to use this, the first priority will always be R&D investments, because we do believe that that is the best way to deliver shareholder value. Given the strong balance sheet that we now have, we also look to reinstate shareholder distributions through both a dividend and a share buyback program.
If we take a step back, Pekka, 2021 was always positioned as a year of reset for Nokia. Can you possibly comment on what you see have been the greatest achievements so far?
Yes, David, it was a truly transformational year, and I'm very happy with the execution. The first thing I'd like to highlight is our new operational model, which we put in place in the beginning of the year with 4 fully accountable business groups, and that has really increased productivity, clarity, and very much, as I said, accountability throughout the organization, and the results speak for themselves. Then the second thing I'd like to highlight is in a way, the shift in our spending mindset. I've always talked a lot about the importance of technology leadership, and what we did was that we shifted OPEX spending from SG&A to R&D, and we clearly increased R&D spending in 2021. And of course, regaining 5G competitiveness is a great achievement. We have now a significantly stronger product position, which is now also showing in improved gross margins. Network infrastructure had really a fantastic year where we were outperforming markets in pretty much all parts of the business. Cloud and network services had a year of portfolio rebalancing where we chose 6 focus areas, and those chosen areas are actually growing double-digit at the moment. And then finally, Nokia Technologies also had a strong year, and one of the highlights was expansion to new areas, automotive and consumer electronics, just to give you 2 examples. So overall, it was a great year of reset, where we have built an excellent foundation to move to the next phase in our strategy, Accelerate.
So Pekka, as you mentioned, we're now moving on to the Accelerate phase of our strategy. Could you possibly explain what that means and what Nokia's priorities are as we move into 2022?
Well, Accelerate is actually very simple. It means growth and margin expansion. And to achieve that, we will continue to capitalize on the strengthened technology portfolio that we have in mobile networks and network infrastructure, and the refocused portfolio that we have in cloud and network services. We will continue to prioritize our R&D investment in our core areas. One particular focus area will be enterprise business. We want to grow beyond CSPs. One key example of this is private wireless, where we see a lot of momentum at the moment. We will also continue to focus on R&D efficiency to look for the best possible returns in each business, and naturally, the business portfolio reviews will continue also in 2022. And innovation is extremely important. We are developing new business models. We are evolving towards as a service type of business models. And very importantly, we are developing new types of strategic partnerships, web scalers being one of the key examples.
So final question, Pekka. Can you please give us a bit of color as to how you see the financial outlook for the business for 2022 and the new long-term targets that you've announced today?
Our net sales target for 2022 is between 22.6 and 23.8 billion euros. And our comparable operating margin target for this year is between 11 and 13.5%. Now, of course, we want this development to continue also after 2022. So given the excellent pace of our strategy execution, we now feel that it's the right time to set new long-term targets. And first of all, we target to grow revenues faster than the market. And second, we are targeting a comparable operating margin of at least 14% in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, of course, the pace of delivery will always depend on the development of the market environment and any R&D decisions that we will make in order to maximize our technology competitiveness. So overall, it was a great year. We made fantastic progress, and we have every reason to be optimistic about the future. And most importantly, I'm so proud of the team who has made all this happen.
Thank you, Pekka. And thank you everyone for joining us today.